right. Hello, YouTube friends. I need a second here to get set up and then we will get started. Just got to make sure it's all working, making sure you can see me. All right, cool. Now I get to go over to Facebook and start the live here. I'm attempting to go live on YouTube and Facebook at the exact same time. So let me see here, because I want to be able to see all of the comments at the exact same time. So let me see what I can do here. All right. So first of all, hello to everybody who is here. If I look like I'm looking up and down, it is because I am. There, I have a webcam in front of me, and then I have my phone up above. So I'm trying to talk to YouTube and Facebook at the same time. Now, for some reason, I can't see. Okay. All right, cool. I can now see Facebook comments. All right, we are good. Okay, so while we're waiting for people to come on and say hi, I would like for you to answer this question. Now, if you're here, it is probably because you are struggling with some kind of sugar cravings. What time of day do you crave this the most? Is it like afternoon time? Is it evening? Let me know. A lot of us are probably the same. You'd probably be surprised. Now, for me, mine is definitely at nighttime. A couple years ago, something like that, I would eat a small dessert at night, and then like immediately after, I would go into the kitchen and I would grab like a bunch of chocolate bars, like the miniature size bars you would get at Halloween or something, and I just like shove them in my mouth as if that one dessert wasn't enough. I had to keep eating, and then I felt horrible afterward. You know what I mean? That weird like I I ate way too much. My stomach hurts. Felt really tired, lethargic. So, man, I'm seeing quite a few nighttime, afternoon, anytime. Hello, I've got tons of people here. I'm super excited. All right, so tonight, like you see, we are talking about how to ditch the sugar cravings without using a detox. All right, let me tell you about these sugar detoxes. And you've probably heard of them, and you may have tried them at some point in your life, where it could be like a 10-day detox, a 21-day, whatever. And the idea is that you give up sugar, like cold turkey, for that amount of days. And then at the end of whatever amount of days, like, what do you think happens at the very end? Like, you might go on an eating spree because you say, oh man, I completed that 21-day sugar detox. I deserve this. And then what happens? You get right back on to eating all of those treats every single night. Nothing has changed. Yes, once you start, it is hard to stop for sure. Now, a lot of people try a sugar detox to try and lose weight. And I don't know. A sugar detox won't make you lose weight in and of itself, because sugar does not magically make you gain weight. Sometimes these things can lead to disordered eating. Like if after you finish one of these detoxes, you're like, okay, I can never eat sugar again. Sugar is so bad for me. And then it turns into obsessive eating, being obsessed with eating healthier. And that in and of itself can be disordered eating too. So I, for one, am of the opinion of everything in moderation. And that's what I'm trying to teach you all tonight. So I have a list of 3 things I'm going to talk about. Things that will help you curb your sugar cravings without doing a detox. And it still involves eating treats, all right? So don't worry about that. Let's see. All right, number one here. Let's see. We have keep a craving log. And what I mean by a craving log is keeping a log of when you crave these sweet items and how you're feeling during them. I see I've got questions. I'm going to finish this little thing and then I will answer any questions y'all have too. Now, sometimes understanding the circumstances around your cravings can help. So, as an example, if you keep a log, I would include the time of the day, how you're feeling when these cravings are happening, and even the last time you ate and what you ate. Sometimes knowing like what you ate before can tell you, oh, I only had like a piece of toast or something and now I'm craving like all this caffeine and sugar. Maybe it's because I only had some toast. Maybe I should try something else. So keeping those logs and looking over everything is seriously, it's going to help you. Now, a lot of people I talk to, and you guys have answered my questions as well, they crave typically at two times a day. Early afternoon, so you probably heard of that like 2 or 3 p.m. slump when you're at work. You're so tired, you go to the vending machine and grab a candy bar, maybe like an extra coffee or something, and then right before bed as well. Just like my example, I would eat a small treat and then I would immediately go and just grab more stuff. That just happens to be when I'm craving. Okay, so what about cutting out snacks? I am a huge snacker. I actually love snacks because they help me get from meal to meal. And I've found that if I do snack throughout the day, then I'm not quite as hungry for any other treats. Now, when I say snacking, I do things that I know are going to help keep me full. I mean, I'll still eat the occasional candy bar and stuff too. And I'll talk about what types of snacks are good too. But I eat like 2 or 3 snacks a day. There's totally nothing wrong with snacking. Awesome. All right, so number one was keeping a log of when you crave and how you're feeling during that time. Number two, allow treats in moderation. Now, a lot of this stuff I'm talking about, it seems obvious. It's like, Jamie, why are you talking about this? But these are things that we need to hear sometimes. It's totally okay to eat the treats. Well, I was just talking a couple minutes ago about detoxing the sugar and cutting it out completely. I mean, that's no way for me to live. If I can't have chocolate like every day or every other day, like there's no reason for that. Now, if you say things like, I can't have this, I can't have this, I'm not supposed to have this, I shouldn't have this, how much more appealing does it look to you? If, for example, ice cream is the thing that you crave, you might say to yourself, oh, I can never have ice cream again because I cannot control myself. So you go for days and days and possibly even weeks. And the one time you so called give in and you eat an entire tub of ice cream and feel guilty about it. And that tends to happen. I used to tell myself, honestly, during different get-togethers like Christmas parties or other events like that, I would tell myself, don't get dessert, don't get dessert. Well, what do you think my brain is thinking when I say don't get dessert? That is where I make the beeline, is right toward them, and then I just go overboard. That led to eating everything and then feeling sick afterward. But nowadays, I'm able to pick my favorite ones. And so, for example, cheesecake. Cheesecake is my weakness, okay? I don't have it very often just because it is so good. It's not something that I make myself. So if somebody else has made a cheesecake, I know that, oh my gosh, I need to have one of these. If there are things like cookies, then I mean, I can make my own cookies. Cookies are not as big of a deal for me as cheesecake. So I know for a fact I want that and maybe not any of the others because this is what's really going to make me happy. So definitely allowing treats in moderation will will definitely help kind of curb the sugar cravings. You're still allowing yourself to have the treat, but it's not going to take over your life. You don't feel like you're depriving yourself, and that is what's most important, at least to me. What about snacks that are salty, like chips? Just got that question. Um, that I guess it depends. Is that what you typically snack on throughout the day? Is that the one thing that maybe you eat too much of that you crave a lot, or is it just like what about like that snack in general? There's nothing wrong with chips. I would maybe pair it with something, and I'm actually going to talk about that here next, actually. So I'll get into detail about that too. So, number one was keeping a craving log. Number two was allowing treats in moderation. And then number three is getting enough nutrients in your day. This is also like an obvious kind of thing. Like we all know we need to eat more fruits, more vegetables, like more whole grains, that sort of thing. This is standard advice anyway. But eating a balanced and varied diet like that will help you to get what you need. Now, what I'm going to say next is not medical advice. This is just my personal experience. I'm not a doctor. I think it was last year actually, somewhere around October, November. Like I had all sorts of like body aches. I was tired, I was moody. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. So I talked to my doctor, and my doctor recommended that I start taking a multivitamin and vitamin D. So start taking them every day and see if that helps. And I'll tell you what, I started taking them, and within a week, like those body aches were gone. The tiredness was gone. I mostly felt it like after dinner. After I finished dinner, I would get like that. I would call it the post dinner blues or something. I don't know. They were the post dinner body aches. It was just crazy how it happened every day. But having those vitamins definitely helped with that. So that's kind of an example of how eating the right kinds of foods is going to help you feel better. Now, I'm going to talk about macronutrients. I'm just going to tell you what they are. I'm not going to go into huge detail on them because it's a little boring for those who aren't fond of like the science behind it. So the three main macronutrients are protein, fat, and carbs. And you've probably heard multiple things about each one of those. And I'll kind of go into small detail in some of them. Now, when it comes to carbs, a lot of times we tend to focus on the simple carbs. So things like pasta, crackers, bread. These types of foods, especially like the regular ones that don't have any fiber in them, they quickly turn into sugars in our body to give us a boost of, and that is not a bad thing. Sometimes you need that little burst of energy. People like long distance athletes, you guys probably know, I ran a marathon, so I had to have some of that quick acting sugar, jelly beans and the white pasta, the white bread, things like that. Like they're not bad things to eat. If that is all you eat, like at one time, it will give you that big boost of energy, but then it's going to make you crash later. And then it's going to make you crave more. Like, okay, I had this and now I'm really tired again. So now I'm going to need some more sugar to boost it up again. It's like a never-ending cycle. So like I said, carbs aren't bad, but you need to use them in the right way to help prevent those crashes. And this is where I'm going to go into pairing foods together. So as an example, things that are salty like chips. The potato chips are mostly carbs, a little bit of fat. Um, I would I would recommend pairing a carb with a fat or a protein to help keep us full longer without the crash. So, as an example, with the potato chips, you could add like a, I don't know, do potato chips and hummus taste pretty good? I would say yes, but hummus has that healthy fat in it and a little bit of protein. You could also make like a Greek yogurt style dip to go with it. Or if you're not a dip person, then maybe like some string cheese. String cheese has both protein and fat. So you're kind of pairing those two or those different macros together to help you feel full longer. Other examples would be toast with peanut butter, or maybe even an apple with peanut butter. Just kind of mix and matching those different macros. Now, why are protein and fat important? Now, protein helps to build muscle and maintain muscle. So, even if you're not a bodybuilder, you still need protein because after the age of, I think it's 30 or 35, you tend to lose, I don't know the exact number, but I think it's like a half pound of muscle mass per year unless you're actively just trying to maintain it. So that's important. Now, protein and fat will help keep us full longer. And if we are kept full for a longer period of time, it actually helps reduce cravings. And protein can help burn more calories because the body uses more energy to digest the protein. So what'll happen is you eat a lot of protein, your body works hard to digest it, and when it works hard like that, it burns more calories. So theoretically, the more protein you eat, the more calories you will burn, and then you'll start possibly losing weight. Now, don't get legalistic about this either. Like, it's really easy to say, okay, so what, I need to track my protein. I need to make sure I get exactly 100 grams per day. I'm not saying that at all. Don't worry. Just being more mindful of the food that you eat, being more mindful of like the different combinations of food that you eat at one time. That will help act throughout the day, throughout the week, helping with those sugar cravings. Now, let me tell you a story, okay? I can't believe this happened. I had two one-on-one clients that I was working with, and I had a meeting with them 1 week after the other, okay? And both of them told me the exact same thing. Now, this is not something we were actively working on together, but it was something that I mentioned in passing. And because of that, like both of them told me the exact same thing, like at the exact same time, that week apart, was that they both started eating more protein. All right. And because of that, now, okay, these two clients also were kind of like us right now, struggling with eating too many sweets. Like at night, it was always this, this, and this. And in the morning, okay, so I need like a brownie or something, just all those cravings. But after eating more protein throughout the day and really focusing on getting protein in their meals, they did not feel the need to snack quite as often, and they did not feel the need to eat as many treats. It was like, okay, there's a brownie there, but I don't really want it right now because I'm pretty full. And that was huge. And the fact that they both told me this at the same time, there is something to that. And so I figured if both of them did this, there's probably something to this. So I want to do an experiment. For those who want to participate, I want to do a live 2 week experiment. This program is called the Master Your Sugar Cravings program. It's something I'm starting this coming up Monday, January 3rd. And these are for people who are serious about controlling their sugar and treat cravings. I need at least 10 people to do this, just so I can get a good number of like people who give me the feedback and everything. Now, the goal for this 2 weeks is to increase your protein intake to reduce your sugar cravings. That's the entire goal. for this 2 weeks is to eat more protein, which should in turn help reduce your sugar cravings. This is all going to be done in a Facebook group. So I'm sorry, my YouTube friends that don't have Facebook right now. The group is just the easiest way for me to do that. The things we're going to cover in there are why should you eat more protein? How much protein should you eat per day? What foods have protein in them? What a day of eating can look like, and how to plan your meals. We're going to go over all of that um, in that Facebook group with my constant support every single day for the next 2 weeks. Also, different resources we're giving out is a meal planning template so you can plan out all your meals. There's going to be a meal tracker, so in case you want to write down what you're eating so you can see, okay, I had protein in this meal, but maybe, oh, but not this meal. I should change that for tomorrow. You will get a list of all the protein sources that you can eat and like mix and match, put into your meals and snacks. Also, a snack list of different things that you can pair together. So remember how I was talking about pairing a carb with either a fat or a protein? You'll have this handy list that you can pick and choose from every single day. You'll get a sample meal plan, which will be either a full day or a full week of eating all of that. Now, this is a disclaimer because I'm not a doctor. I'm just a coach. This is not for people who have like kidney issues or who have medical conditions where you have to limit your protein. So I'm not a doctor. Definitely consult with your doctor before doing something like this. I just needed to put that out there. Now, this is a beta program. Like I said, this is an experiment. So I really want to see how this goes. Now, because this is a beta program, you guys get to help me create it. I need your help with your feedback, using the resources that I give, doing this with me for 2 weeks and seeing how it helps. I want to see this work. Now, because it is beta and because you guys are helping me, it's going to be at like an insanely huge discount. I was going to charge $47 for this, but the beta price this week is only $17, so it's $30 off. What I'm going to do both on Facebook here and on YouTube is post the link to this. It's going to give you all the information on there. Now, this starts, like I said, is coming up Monday the 3rd, but I want to have everything ready by this Friday the 31st. So I'm closing everything this Friday night because I want to be able to talk to you all on Saturday and say, okay, this is what's going on. This is how we're going to help, that sort of thing. So like I said, I want your help because these two clients, like seriously, they said protein, this is what helps. And I'm like, okay, well, if it helped them, surely it's got to help other people. And I was like on fire about this. And thinking about it too, like this is what I have been doing this entire time too, like not on purpose. I've just been eating more protein in general, and I have noticed that my cravings for treats has gone down. Like I still crave them, certain times of the month, ladies, you know what I mean? Like it's there, it happens, but it is not as intense as it used to be. So like I said, I've got the link for this in the chat. As soon as this is over, I'm going to add it in the description as well. So if you guys are not watching it live, you can just click on that and it'll be there. And then eventually this will be turned into something that's not on Facebook. So those of you who don't have Facebook, keep an eye out. You can even email me right now too if this is something you really want to do, and I will find a way to make it happen. But like I said, that's right there. If you all have any other questions, feel free to keep posting in here because I will check them. I'll be able to answer. You can always email me as well. And then all the information is right there. Like I said, we start Monday and I'm excited. So hopefully this training has helped you a little bit. Like I said, there were 3 things we talked about to help decrease sugar cravings. One is keeping a craving log of the food that you're craving. Number two is to allow treats in moderation. And number three is just getting enough nutrients. These have helped me and they have helped many others as well. And hopefully you've gotten some information that can help you in this. So, like I said, let me know if you have any questions. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for watching and listening, and I will see you all later. All right, Facebook is done. YouTube, I love you all. I'm going to end it. Enjoy the rest of your evening.